Hello and a very warm welcome. German Grand Prix reaction. Wow. Austria was the best race of the season, you know. Silverstone was the best race of the season, you know. Silverstone's never going to be topped. That's going to win race of the season. Germany now is race of the season. And F1's boring, they say. And back-to-back 3 world-class races. Holy shit, what a race. What a race. What a race. Max wins. Sensational. Where do we start? Sebastian Vettel's come from the back of the grid to P2. Danny Kyvat in a Toro Rosso on the podium. And that is the end for Pierre Gasly. Oh, what a race. What a race. Danny Kyvat in a Toro Rosso P3. Massive errors by Sergio Perez, Nico Hülkenberg, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, that's one of the worst races I've seen him. Out of the points in P11. 2 huge errors by the champion. It was like F2. It was like the rookies were out in force today. Top world-class drivers making mistake. Finally, we have a wet race. I cannot remember the last time we had a wet race. Dutch fans going mad. Max, driver of the season so far. He is sensational, is that Dutchman. Honestly, give him a championship winning car. For goodness sake, he has to. Well, we're going to see that a lot more. Danny Kyvat on the podium. Fuck me. What a race. What a race. Max, I mean, we start at the start. It's actually a wet race. We've gone in the pits like 5 times. We've gone dries, wets, inters. We've had a bit of all sorts. Red Bulls get an absolute shocking start. It was like everyone else was on wet tyres and Red Bull was on dry tyres, because both Red Bulls, their start was awful. Sebastian Vettel starting last, has a great start, makes up a load of positions. And then Checo Perez brings out the first safety car. I don't know how many safety cars there was, probably about 10. But holy moly. Perez spins, driver error, safety car comes out. Then the wet runners lose out. Everyone came in for inters. There was a couple that stayed out on wets. Kevin Magnussen was one. And then later they come in and pit, so they lose out massively. Amazing save by Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc was pushing his luck every time around the last corner. And if you get wide, it was an ice rink. And Leclerc, he saves it. Then Daniel Ricciardo's Renault engine goes up in smoke. Carlos Sainz spins. I honestly can't even remember Carlos Sainz spinning. So much happened in that race. But I've got it written down, so it must have happened. When did Sainz spin? Oh, I do remember him spinning, actually. I think that could have been on there. We're going to call it the ice rink. Great effort by Vettel to get back up. Big nuts. Kevin Magnussen goes to dries. Then Max, he goes to dries. He spins. Norris is out. He loses power. Charles Leclerc gets on the ice rink and he just basically just slides into the wall. He's out of the race. And then Lewis Hamilton loses his front wing. And then again on the ice rink, everyone was sliding. We saw Leclerc, Hülkenberg, Hamilton. Hamilton goes across. He loses half of his wing. And then he comes back across the track. He doesn't go around the bollard. But for me, that was a harsh penalty. Because if he's to go around the bollard, he would have had to go towards traffic. So surely that's dangerous. But he gets a 5-second penalty. And that's where the race started to go wrong for him. Driver error. He loses a bit of his front wing. Then he comes in the pits. He was in the pits for a good minute. And then when he rejoined, he still came out in 5th. Like, he was so comfortable, and then it all went wrong. Max is in the lead. Then Nico Hülkenberg, he's having such a good race, was running P2 at P2, Nico Hülkenberg. And then he was in 4th. He goes across, loses it, same place Leclerc loses it. Dry tyres. Now this is where Racing Point did it. Lance Stroll gambled on dries, and then everyone else followed suit. Lance Stroll was running P2. And then Lewis Hamilton, he's at the back and he goes through turn 1, loses it. completely loses it. How he didn't hit anything, I'll never know. That's 2 massive driver errors by him. And out of the points, disaster of a race for Mercedes on their anniversary. And then Valtteri Bottas does exactly what Hamilton does, and Bottas destroys the car. And Bottas was going to gain points on Lewis Hamilton in a championship, and he's just tossed it away. Unbelievable. Honestly, I believe Danny Kyvat now could be put in the Red Bull. Because think about it, Danny Kyvat has just got a podium and Gasly's been nowhere near a podium. And obviously Kvyat's in the worst car. Race rating, 10 out of 10. Race star, Max won it officially. I'm going to give it Danny Kyvat and Seb. But Max as well. I mean, there's so many. So driver of the day is a bit of a weird one today. You could give it Lance Stroll as well. Sainz, Albon. Fastest lap. Who got fastest lap? I can't even remember. I think it was Max, but that someone could have improved on the last lap. Pretty sure it was Max. Race 11, Germany. Max. Well, I don't know what I'm calling this video. I've not even got it written down. Max is sensational. Drivers making huge errors. Max wins a crazy German Grand Prix. Drivers making errors. What an epic race. Holy crap. DNF, Sergio Perez loses it at low speed. Daniel Ricciardo, engine goes bang. Just think where these people could have finished if they'd not retired. Charles Leclerc goes off at the ice rink. Lando Norris, loss of power. Hulkenberg off at the ice rink. Gasly tried to pass Albon. Did Albon move too late under braking? Lost his front wing, went down the escape road. Valtteri Bottas loses it, turn 1, destroys the car. Max, P1, another win for the Dutchman. Like I say, he's got to be given a title winning car. Outperforming it. Unbelievable. He is a sensational driver, but in mixed conditions, he always seems to deliver. He did have a spin, and wow, and he's got amazing support once again. Sebastian Vettel, horror day yesterday. Didn't even get to do qualifying. He has a great start. He fights his way back to P2. Incredible by Vettel to get back to P2 from last on the grid. Danny Kyvat in the Toro Rosso finishes 3rd. That is unbelievable, and I think that may be him going back to Red Bull. I honestly believe it. Sensational by the Torpedo. Lance Stroll, he was the first one to go in for dries, and it worked an absolute treat for the Canadian. Running P2 at times. Running P2, he ends up P4. That is a worldie by Stroll. Absolute worldie. Carlos Sainz is P5. He had a spin. He brings it home in 5th. Brilliant. Alexander Albon, P6. His teammates on the podium. Albon 6. He is under investigation. Did he move twice on Gasly? We'll have to wait and find out. Kimi Raikkonen, 7th. He went off at the ice rink. Managed to get away with it. Giovinazzi, 8th. So good points for Alfa Romeo. Romain Grosjean, 9th. Once again, the Hasses collide with each other. I mean, Magnussen on the inside, Grosjean on the outside. They touch again. Can't believe it. They've already been warned. Kevin Magnussen, P10. I mean, he must have been in the pits at least 5 times, Magnussen. Lewis Hamilton, P11. When was the last time Lewis Hamilton was out the points? Must have been Austria last year, when Mercedes had their double DNF. And it feels 125th anniversary of Mercedes. That is arguably Lewis Hamilton's worst race. For me, his worst ever race was Monaco 2011, but 2 big driver errors by Hamilton. He was so comfortable in the lead, and then it went so wrong. Kubica actually beats Russell. He's 12th, and last but not least, George Russell. What a crazy German Grand Prix. Oh my god. It's just getting better. Austria was a world beater. Silverstone was best. And now it's Germany. Max wins. He's a masterclass. Sensational. I can't believe we've done a race reaction in 10 minutes because the amount of stuff. We have experienced drivers making mistakes. Perez spins. Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Gasly, Max, Hamilton. Here's Torpedo, he's having a clap. He's got a huge smile on his face. I thoroughly believe that will be... He doesn't even know where to stand, it's been that long. Here comes the German. 20th to 2nd. Unbelievable performance by Vettel. Waves, home race, brilliant by Vettel. Here comes Max. Big smile on the Dutchman's face. He does that fist pump that he always does. Onto the top step. And here we go. We'll hear the Dutch national anthem. Well, we won't hear it because I can't put that on because that'll be copyright. So that's qualifying reaction done, race reaction done. Look out for driver ratings. I've not even thought about driver ratings yet. How do I give ratings? Because like so many mistakes. But oh wow. I'm actually a bit shocked. I'm in shock. That was one hell of a race. One hell of a race. Intermediates, wets, dries. I mean, Stroll was the big one to set it going. Lance Stroll was the first to come in. And I honestly thought Stroll was going to get on the podium. From Red Bull having such a poor start. From Max spinning. And then he ends up winning the race. Dominates the race. Past Stroll pretty easily, as you would expect. But look at that. What a podium. I wonder what odds you would have got on that podium. Max, Vettel, Kyvat, Hamilton P11. Honestly, Valtteri Bottas, massive chance. He was in P4 at the time, massive chance to gain points on Hamilton, and he threw it away. Because Hamilton's not scored, Bottas had 12 points there. Okay, not a lot of points, but still 12 more than Hamilton. Unbelievable, what a race. Crazy, crazy race. I'm actually lost for words. I cannot believe. I'm shell-shocked. So, qualifying reaction done, race reaction done. Leave your comments down below. Sensational performance by Max, Vettel, Kyvat, Stroll, Sainz, Albon. Raikkonen had an off. Giovinazzi, he had a quiet race, but he's in the points. Both Hasses touch. They end up in the points. Hamilton out the points. And Williams have got their highest ever finish because there's so many retirements. To be fair to Williams, their car is horseshit, but it is one reliable car. It's a slow reliable car, but everyone else makes mistakes. I didn't see Kubica or Russell pull it in the wall, so there we have it. Race reaction done. Leave your comments down below. We'll always reply, and look out for driver ratings. Max wins a crazy German Grand Prix. Drivers making mistakes. Danny Kyvat on the podium. Vettel from last to second. Brilliant. F1 is back, ladies and gents.